All right, I have another breakdown gameplay from you. This is from a very early game in 2K26 life cycle, but the same concepts that I've had then still apply today, will apply tomorrow, apply 3 years ago, will apply 4 years in the future. Nothing changes. The game doesn't change, but let's get into the breakdown. This is my matchup that I have to guard today, or that I had to guard this day, and let's break down what went on in this game. Now, in the beginning of the year in 2K26, I was able to start pressing people at the half court line and getting a steal, as we can see here. Get him right there. He runs into me. This is when bump steals and the game was still being learned and everything wasn't meta built like it is now. And so I was able to get the bump steal, get out on the break, and this was before my player could even dunk. Big layups. Now, I'm always a guard who likes momentum. I like every possession, somebody needs to run the lane early, just to test if the defense is going to get back. The power forward, or is this a small forward? I think there's a small forward here. Immediately runs through. You see how we're starting to already get into our 5-out set? Told you this is always the base set that we want to get into, the 5-out. As he's running through to get to the corner, I'm going to throw this. Center's here. This guy's here. This guy's here. So if he ever gets by his guy, even one step, it should be a bucket. That's what he does. Throw it on target. This guy wasn't expecting me to throw that because he was just expecting him to run through. Threw the ball. That was my test to test him. If he stole it, wouldn't have thrown that no more. But he didn't steal it, so I'm going to keep throwing it. Easy dunk. And a lot of these breakdowns, you will always see that the defense does something stupid. That's how I'm able to even get assists in today's game. And as you can see here, we have two guys already running to the corners. And we have one defender in the backcourt, two defenders in the backcourt, three defenders in the backcourt, four defenders in the backcourt. One defender just now got across half court. Why is this like this? I don't know. Folks don't like to get back. And so since they don't like to get back, they got to get clapped. Corner three ball. Buckets. Coming off of that mate, I, once again, take advantage of being a big guard against a smaller guard in the early part of the year before people were able to learn how to dribble. So here, I'm standing right at half court. The goal is to bump him, get him to go back court, give us the ball back. And that's exactly what I do. Bumped him, back court. I mean, those are just little tricks and nuances that I used to do at the start of the year. I can't really do that right now as of making this video because people have learned this game and you will get left trying to do that now. So I start typically further back now. This play is going to be an example of getting back, getting stops, and then restarting the offense after the flow kind of gets messed up. Now here, this should have automatically been a bucket. There's two things here. I could already throw circle, but circle is already in momentum of going back to the 3-point line. And given how fast this game is at times, if I was to throw this here, both of these people would be able, even this guy might be able to jump him before he's able to get that close shot off. Then by the time he gets to the corner, you see how this angle is already kind of here. So that's not going to be a good pass. So I don't even try to throw that pass. But we do have the PG, the guy with no defense, guarding the small forward. And so as I'm in my move, the small forward's cutting, I already know I'm throwing this. I throw it. And I mean, this is 2K acting up and not giving him a dunk animation or a layup animation. They gave him a close shot, jump hook or whatever, which we all know in 2K, typically people will leave their close shot down early. And that's one of the last things you'll upgrade on the player. And then of course the game forces you to not be able to utilize that because they won't give you the dunk or the layup. So once he misses that layup, they get out in transition. We get back, hands up defense, great defense. disrupt the pass. Now we get the run, throws a corner, throws it back to me in the corner. Now this guy is the one with no defense. Because he has no defense, the goal is to attack him. And that's exactly what I do. I attack him. I get my scoop layup. Shout out to SGA layup package on this player at that time. And it's money. Cover athlete. You can't go wrong with his animations. Phenomenal defense being played by the 7-foot center. Look at this ground that the center covers. Point guard has it. He sees this corner. He see it, I see it, you see it. But so does this guy. The center sees it as well. So the center goes and full sends it. Once the ball is gone and somebody's in your lane, it's over. It's over. Now you just got to hope 2K gives him some type of animation where he bobbles the ball, or he just Chucky hands it and just pity pats it down to the ground, but they let him catch it. Now we out on a break. Your center's too slow. I'm already in the look. The layup animation is already triggering at the foul line. That's it. Told you I'm a guard of momentum. This is off of a make. They made a shot. We're inbounding. I'm already catching it past the 3-point line. Now this right here gets me in trouble, especially in games when the competition is increased, because now you're going to have maybe 2 to 3 players already standing here trying to steal the inbound. So this gets me in trouble. And this is a habit that I've just got programmed into doing because I want to move the ball quickly to take advantage of, look, the defense isn't back. So I'm trying to take advantage of it. So when I get the ball, I try to throw a bounce pass to the small forward who's supposed to be cutting, as he is there. In the bounce pass, well, he's cutting, but the bounce pass does not go his direction. Bounce pass went this direction to the shooting guard who's open for 3, and that is Green. I'm using a new media player now to try to get that nastiness off the screen that was there before, but it seems to not be working properly as of right now, at least the quality wise. We've already discussed this. If you don't get back, I am going to get you clapped. That's it. There's nothing else to explain right there with that. If you don't get back, look at that. Just look at that. Corner 3 ball. It's there. Abuse the mismatch. Whenever you have a guard like this who wants to hide, typically you're going to find them in one of these 2 corners here, or they try to go on what they deem to be the weakest link on the offensive side of the ball, excluding the center. They'll never switch them on to a center, but they will switch them on to a 3, to a 4, to a 2. You abuse that mismatch. You abuse that matchup. You want to hide, you don't get to hide. You have to play defense. So you send the cutter on his cut against the weak defender. You throw it on target, on time, easy bucket. A lot of these plays, you might think that they are duplicate clips. They're not. They're separate clips, same style, same pass, same positions, same players. Once again, the team is not back. 1, 2, 3, 4 guys aren't even at the 3-point line, while this guy is already full sending to the 3-point line. So off the inbounds pass, I get the ball. One more pass up the court. It's already moving him into the corner because of the investment into the pass attribute. Corner 3, wide open. If you don't get back, okay. So here we're coming off of a free throw miss. Off a free throw miss, semi-transition, catch it at the wing. Look at how smooth this went. This is when you know everything's on target, because this game with the pro play animations is designed for everything to chain together if you time it correctly. The between the legs dribble that I did with the ball in my left hand, throwing this cut on time allowed me to just throw the wraparound with the left hand in stride on target to a cutting shooting guard who gets the dunk. That's just so smooth. It's so smooth. Now here, as you can see the difference, we have 4 defenders in the back court or the front court. Basically 4 defenders back. We have 4 defenders back. So the same offense that we kill people with, they can't kill us with. Now they could right here because our shooting guard really likes to be in the backcourt reaching at the ball. So they could technically throw this and force me to get back or scramble, but he doesn't. Instead, that guy cuts and the center's already in prime position. So with the center being there, center didn't even have to steal it. His positioning itself got to steal. Head bump steal, we get out on a fast break. I'm supposed to miss this layup. This is how 2K intended it to be. Look, that's supposed to be green. Why is it not green? I don't know. But it wasn't green. It was slightly early. And then he got called for goaltending. I should have missed that because they said green or miss and it wasn't. Another possession of abusing the mismatch. Here, we finally get the game to slow down. We're all kind of spaced out. I need to do a better job at moving over to really create a 5-out spacing here. But as here, I'm just lolling and I'm stalling because I'm telling him to cut on this guy here. He really should be cutting across his face, but he cut back door, still was able to throw it. The guy has no resistance. Easy dunk. I mean, this is how simple the game could be. If you just find the weak link on the opposite team and abuse that mofo. Abuse him. Him or her, abuse them until that defense decides to put that guy somewhere else or go to their second, third, fourth, fifth defensive option. Abuse them. Make the game easier for you. Make them adjust to what you're doing, not vice versa. It's a rinse and repeat cycle. Every possession until they react and do something different, we're going to abuse the mismatch. And that's exactly what we do. Cut back door again. Easy layup. Now they're starting to help. You see how they're starting to help is more bodies starting to be around. So now you adjust to their pre-adjustment. Now the next possession, like I said in the last clip, you adjust to their pre-adjustment. Now the next possession, we all line up in a very similar predicament, right? You line up here, you send the cut, and look what they do. 1, 2, 3, 4 bodies react to this one cut. So I am supposed to throw this to the center right now for an open shot, but I delayed a pass because I wanted to read what happened. And then the center still never recovers back to his guy. He kind of paint sits because he thinks another cut's coming. Now I throw it to his guy. And then last year I made a video titled "The Importance of a Stretch Big." If your big can shoot in 2K, you always have a chance to win a game. Always. Because you'll have a lot of paint sitting bigs or guards or wings who decide to leave the big open because he's the one they think can't shoot the best. And if you have a stretch big who knows how to shoot, you're almost unbeatable. Off a make, power forward is already running to the paint. 1, 2, 3, 4 defenders aren't even at the 3-point line. It's basically 2-on-1 down here. You throw it on target, on time. He commits to the corner. If he committed to the paint, now the corner's open. He committed to the corner, now the paint's open. Advance the ball. Catch the defense not being back. Make your offensive possessions efficient and quick. 2 points. Now, in this possession, even though that this possession worked out in our favor, you can see where sometimes we end up losing games because of bad habits. Shooting guard here is in the backcourt. His matchup is right here running to the corner. Now, look at how much ground he has to cover to get back to his guy. If this point guard was me, I'm throwing this corner and it's 3 points because he's not back, and look at where everybody's standing. Everybody else is in the middle. Look at the stanchion. The stanchion is in the middle of the floor. Everybody here is basically in the middle of the floor. If he takes this pass and he throws this pass to this corner, they have 3 points. When we play against good teams, they throw this corner. That's 3 points. Yes, they're down 11, but that's a momentum bucket. That bucket right there now puts you down 8. 4 minutes left in the third. And everybody here, he just got a little bit more takeover. He just got a little bit more takeover. They might have even got some team chemistry in there. So it's decisions like this, movements and placements like this, that against bad teams you get away with. But it develops and programs you to always do this. And then when you play against a team that don't play that, and you still are in this habit of doing things, they'll make you pay. Fortunately, this guard did not make us pay. He was looking at himself instead of looking at the floor. So now he tries to dribble by me, and once again the power forward then goes to cover his space while he gets back because his guy is inbounding. And so it ends up working out in our favor. And then you just bump this guy backcourt again. This game makes you pay for falling asleep. Even being high speed or high agility, if you are not in position, the game will penalize you. Now, when a center's not in position, that penalty becomes much greater. This center here, we're in a two-man action. I drive by. Soon as this center does this, his momentum went that way. Now, the guy made me pick up my dribble, so that was good defense on him. Now he's back on me now. After we abused the mismatches, he now came back home where he should have been in the beginning. But this guy commits. Once I get out that animation, I throw it up. Now, this space right here, you wouldn't think this space is that bad. But in 2K26, this space is really bad. Not only are shots boosted, green windows are boosted, but now the contest system is almost non-existent. So the ball already up in the release and gone. By the time you get your hands up, it's over. It's over. And this also showcases the importance of the stretch big. Now, I'm not the greatest isolation scorer. I'm still in the process right now as of learning how to create off the dribble. But I do have some simple moves, just left stick movements, nothing too major. Just using momentum, turbo, and sprint. Got him out of position, cross back over, got him out of position again. Paint's wide open, go ahead and take the layup. Nothing too crazy, but it was enough to get the job done. Now finally, after abusing him a few more times, now our lead is starting to grow. And look, this is a good defensive set. I can't throw anything. The corner's not there. This cut's not there. This cut's not there. I am forced to bring the ball up. But then you ran. This guy, I don't know what he did, but he ran somewhere that he ain't supposed to be. So I'm able to walk up into the top of the key three, green it, excellent, and go on about my business. Now the defense is in their third option of defensive scheme or strategy. Now they started off with this guy guarding the ball, point guard on a small forward. We abused that. Then they went from point guard back on the ball, this guy back on the small forward. We abused that. Now they're in 2-3 zone. Now I throw that pass just to test to see what they doing. And that's how I discovered they're in 2-3 zone, because now their center's lingering. You see how he's lingering in the paint? He's lingering. You got one guy here, you got one guy here. And now we're trying to space out. We're all clamored on this side of the court. But this pass is here. But when he throws it, 2K drags him into that body. So now we have to reset. He throws across court. They're scrambling. He should have stayed corner, but now he's running and gunning because nobody knows what they're really in. But fortunately, because this center wants to hang in the paint, you just have to get him to move and react. Then you throw it to his guy. And once again, the space, this game, the design, the ball's gone. You just now got your hand up. It's already out. That's it. Now they are on the fourth option of defense, which is back to the original option of defense, where the guy guards the ball and then this guy goes and hides on the three. The two cuts, I throw it late. Fortunately, this guy jumped, which then opened up the lane for the two to take the standing layup, and it's easy buckets. This possession, they're back a little bit. They're scrambling a little bit more, so you can't really throw anything. I'd have abused that enough to make them get back. So now I'm just sitting here reading the floor, trying to find my space. We got two guys going to the same area, but then he gets out of position, so I can attack where he just left. Now I start attacking where he left. They start to recover back there. The center ain't in the paint. So me as a attacking guard, anybody else up under there is liable to get scored on. And I'm going to test that. And I shot my layup. And what do you know? Wide open. This possession, the lockdown just tried to do the same thing that I did to his guard and bump me back court. But I didn't move. I reset. I throw that. And I'm supposed to keep this going. I stopped because I didn't expect this. But I still got it back, which in turn got me into the paint. He cuts in at the same time, but fortunately, this is the guy with no defense. So he just walks himself out of position. And then I take my standing layup. Now, after a miss, 3 guys are now jumping the center in the backcourt, and the center is trying to hold his ground just to get the ball up. He gets the ball up. Now, we have 3 guys on one side of the court. Draw that line down the middle here. 3 guys on one side of the court. We have 2 on the opposite side with 1 defender. So there's the mismatch right there. But there's also another mismatch. A shooter in the corner with the center as the closeout. You have to test that speed sometimes, which I do. Center, this is too much space. You don't have challenger. You don't have speed. The only thing you can do to hope to contest this is be on it. You weren't on it. The ball gone. It's gone. Buckets. I believe this may be the final play of the game. I think it is here. This is the final play of this breakdown. He runs to the basket, gets stopped, stood up. We get on in transition. Given that we're up 23 points, you get a little bit flash. You test the lob system. I throw a lob, turnover, waste of a possession. We get back. They miss the pass. We get back. I put my hands up. Good defense. If he shoot this, it go in. Okay. He pass it. I'm kind of in that lane. He kind of don't have no other choice but to go up. He walks into me. That walking into me allows me to get the bump steal. We get on a run. You advance the ball up. The only guy back is a guy with no defense. Sorry about that. And then he gets the dunk. So then you finish the game. At that time, we're on a 4-game winning streak on that day. And you get player of the game. You have 21 and 16, 73% shooting. You got balanced scoring across the floor. And you beat a team handily. Now, if every game was that easy in 2K, of course, I would be considered one of the greatest 2K players ever and have a whole lot of fun. But sometimes you play people that have brains. Sometimes you play people that abuse what your team lacks. And in turn, you catch L's. But this is just a breakdown just to show the game is really simple. And I really do the same thing pretty much every game. Just the competition kind of changes and it redirects how things go. But the concepts still apply. They still apply to every single game. The philosophy never changes. Just has to get tweaked sometimes based off of how the defense is reacting to the offense that we're running. But till the next breakdown, it's Chris Jones is signing out.